Hello everyone, and welcome back to our wonderful radio show. I am your friendly host, ichino-ani, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here with all of you listeners today. Let us check the calendar together. Today is Thursday, April 9th, 2026. Are you ready to put on your thinking caps and learn something new today? I want you to imagine we are all sitting together in a bright, cozy classroom, ready for a really fun science lesson. We are going to open up our archives and look at a brilliant new paper. The title is Intuitive Human-Robot Interaction, Development and Evaluation of a Gesture-Based User Interface Project Selection. The curl for this paper is https://cargsac.org/abs/2604.12345. Well, it is quite a long and fancy title, is it not? Please do not worry at all. I am going to break everything down so it is super easy to understand. Alright, let us start by talking about the big problem these smart researchers are trying to solve. You know how we are seeing more and more robots being used in factories, maybe even in our own homes. Right? Well, telling a robot exactly what we want it to do can actually be really tricky. Usually, people have to write complicated computer code to make a robot move. But lately, people want to use no-code programming, which means teaching the robot without typing confusing code. Researchers want to make talking to a robot as easy as talking to your best friend. Imagine you want your friend to pass you an apple from a fruit bowl. We would just point right at it, would you not? Pointing with our fingers is the most natural way for humans to show what we want, but for a robot, understanding exactly what you are pointing at is super difficult, especially if there are a whole bunch of similar-looking things crowded together. Now, you might be raising your hand and asking, do we not already have robots that can understand gestures? Well, yes we do, but they are not very good at it yet. In the past, systems tried to guess where you were pointing by drawing the imaginary line from your head to your hand. Those older systems only guessed correctly about 50 to 69% of the time. That is like getting a failing grade on a test. Other modern systems use cameras to look at your hands, but they do not look at the actual angle of your pointing finger. Instead, they just pick the object that happens to be closest to your wrist. That can lead to silly mistakes, especially if the tool you actually want is far away. Usually you have to stand in one very specific spot and calibrate the cameras, which is totally not fun. But this brand new system we are learning about today is researchers create a system that works instantly in real time, and you do not even need to do any boring calibration to set it up. It uses a special Intel camera that can see in 3 dimensions, just like our human eyes do. First, the system uses a smart artificial intelligence program called Yola-11seg. This program looks at the picture from the camera and instantly finds all the different objects on the table. Then, it uses a clever tool called MediaPet to track exactly where your hands and your tiny finger joints are. The system actually draws an invisible line starting from your first finger joint and extending straight out through the tip of your pointing index finger. And here is the absolute coolest part. To actually tell the robot to grab that specific thing, use your other hand to make a cute little pinching motion. You just pinch your thumb and index finger together quickly. It is exactly like the click gesture used in fancy virtual reality goggles, like the Apple Vision Pro. To see if this amazing idea actually works, the researchers invited 20 people to play a funny little game in a laboratory. They placed 6 different objects on a table and asked the participants to point at specific objects and pinch to select them. They found that when people could see a lovely green highlight on a screen to show what was selected, they were incredibly accurate. In fact, when using the pointing line and the visual feedback together, the participants got it right 93.3% of the time. It proves that combining natural finger pointing with a simple pinch gesture makes working with robots super easy and totally intuitive. Now, let us use our imaginations and talk about how this technology could change our real world. I have 3 specific application examples to share with you. First, imagine you are a worker in a busy factory that builds cars. There are hundreds of tiny screws and bolts spread out on a massive workbench. Right now, if a worker wants the robot arm to pick up a specific bolt, they might have to type a boring serial number into a computer. But with this new invention, the factory worker could just point their finger directly at the specific bolt they need. Then, they simply do a quick little pinch with their other hand, and whoosh, The giant robot arm swoops right down and grabs the exact right bolt. This would make building costs so much faster and save workers from making typing mistakes. Second, let us think about how this could be a huge help in a hospital. Doctors and nurses have to keep their hands extremely clean, so they cannot touch dirty computer keyboards while they are working. With this brilliant gesture technology, a surgeon could be in the middle of a life-saving operation, and they could simply point their sterile finger at a medical tray across the room. They could point at a specific tool to ask a robotic assistant to hand it to them. They just point, pinch their other fingers, and the robot assistant gently brings the tool right over. This would keep everything perfectly clean and sterile, helping doctors work safely to heal them. Third, let us bring this wonderful technology right into our very own homes. Imagine an assisted robot designed to help elderly people, or anyone who might have trouble walking around easily. If a sweet grandma is sitting comfortably in her armchair, and she wants her favorite storybook that is sitting on a messy coffee table, she does not need to get up. Instead, she can simply lift her arm, point her finger right at the book on the table, make the little pinch and click gesture, and her friendly hum robot would carefully roll over and bring it to her. This kind of caring technology could give so many people their independence back, making their daily lives significantly more comfortable and full of joy. Oh my goodness, just thinking about all these beautiful possibilities gives me the happiest goosebumps. It is truly so inspiring to see how computer science and human-computer interaction are working hand in hand to make our future so incredibly bright. By studying the natural ways we humans already communicate, we can teach machines to understand us better than ever before. My dear wonderful listeners, that is all the time we have for our exciting science lesson today. Remember, you will have just as much fun exploring this topic as I did. Always remember to keep learning new things every single day. Always remember to point yourself toward a bright future. This is your host, Ichino-ani, signing off for today with a big smile. Have a wonderful Thursday, and I will see you all next time.